So, welcome and thank you for coming. This presentation is about the Empowerment Network Initiative. My name is Nadia Chesky, and I'm the Manager of Multicultural Affairs here at the College of Southern Nevada. And then I have with me my colleague who will introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Natalie Nelson. I'm the Multicultural Program Coordinator, usually at the North Las Vegas campus, but currently working virtually. And so we wanted to present our program and answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you, Natalie. And so the first thing, before we really talk about the program, I just wanted to pose a question, and if you want, go ahead and type your answer in the chat box. But my question is, if you knew that you were going to be stranded on an island, okay, and you don't know how long you were going to be there, but you ended up on this island, and you got to choose what you could bring with you, what would you bring and why? So you're on an island. What are the types of things, and I don't have a limit of what you can bring, but what would you bring with you and why? So in the chat, what would you bring? So as you're typing those out, and you're thinking about the things that you would bring, some of the answers that we typically hear is I would bring, my phone or something to play music with, right? And so when you're on this island and you have something that you want to bring, a lot of folks say, I want to bring my phone, because not only there's their music on there, but I can stay connected to people. Some responses when we ask folks, the answers would be, I would bring fire and wood and in order to, stay warm and cook a meal, right? I would bring a tent. I would bring, clothes, right? A change of clothes. And so there are a lot of things that if you were to be stranded on an island, there are a lot of things that you would want, right? And so when you equate being stranded on an island, I really want you to think about college being an island. And a lot of times folks come into at least CSN, College of Southern Nevada, and they think this is going to be just like high school. I can do all the same things that I did in high school as in college. When really CSN, college, when you move on to college, it really is kind of an unfamiliar island, right? So you want to maintain and create some connections when you're here. You want to be able to entertain yourself, right? And so those are a lot of the events that we provide. You also need to learn a little bit more about the island, right? Like, what are the fruits and the vegetables that are growing on this island that you can or can't eat? What are the animals that are going to you have to avoid? Where are your enemies? Where are your roadblocks? And so you have to really learn who your support networks are and what you can and can't do on the island, right? And so when you think about college is not the same as high school. You have to build your survival, your shelter. You have to build yourself up in order to survive. And then the other piece too, with when you're on the island, you need to create a game plan to get off the island, right? You don't know when you're going to get off the island, but you want to get off the island. And so a lot of folks at CSN get kind of stuck in this mindset of, I'm just on this island and I'll get off whenever. No, we need to create a game plan for you to get off the island. And really, this is kind of what the Empowerment Network Initiative and our program that we have specifically for you all hopes to do, is to create your support network for this island of CSN, right? And getting you a plan to get off the island, if you will. So that's really kind of the metaphor that I wanted to present to you all, and kind of build kind of this framework of why we're here, what we're trying to do, and what we're hoping that you all can be a part of. So I'm going to move to the next slide where Natalie is going to take over.
So I'm going to get into oh, I hear lots of feedback. Okay, that sounds better. I'm going to get into the details of the program, so the Empowerment Network Initiative. Just to give kind of an overview of what the program actually is. So we've created this program to be able to provide opportunities to increase your knowledge and skills required academically to be successful here at CSN, and also for if you plan to, to transfer to a four-year institution, we also want to make sure you have the tools for that. We also want to connect you with other students, right? That you can help each other through things, right? Talk through things. Also connecting with students, maybe not necessarily just at CSN, but also Nevada State and UNLV. And then also creating that culture or a sense of empowerment or motivation among the students, right? You guys, so that you can feel like you are successful and can be successful and belong here at CSN. Next slide, please. So what we've done is our program is called the Empowerment Network Initiative, and we call it E&I, but we're focusing on a specific cohort, which is the Black male movement. So B2M is what we call it. So we have two groups that are associated with this cohort. So I'm going to go through the first group, which is the B2M group, which is the group of students or cohort of students that are in an ALS class currently this semester. Some of which are also in the English course, so English 100, which is a 5-credit class, taught by African American Black instructors. So that these students are in that cohort together. This group also is the group that we go to plan events and to kind of talk us through and let us know what they would like to see on campus. And also opportunities for community service, which we haven't been able to do a whole lot because of the virtual environment that we're in, but we do plan to continue to do that. Network with other Black African-American male students. And like I said earlier, not only with CSN, but Nevada State and UNLV. Participate in leadership and academic events. So we had like a male leadership summit, which I think some of you attended. We also do other things like the mentoring circles, which we're having one tomorrow. But also attend sessions that are important to your success, like financial aid, right? Scholarship opportunities, careers, that sort of thing. Also learning about other resources that can help you both at CSN and in your professional environment as you work your way there. And then also connecting with CSN mentors and or coaches, right, to help you through whatever obstacle you may be dealing with, right? So that's kind of the B2M group. And the B2M plus group is a group of students that are not necessarily in the classes. So you're not eligible for the book scholarship opportunities that we have to offer, but you're still available to come to the events that we're doing, right? Networking with other students, networking with possible employers, networking with school transfer, right? Schools that you want to transfer to. We're still providing that same support for you, but you're just not eligible for that book scholarship because you're not part of the class. Now, we have other opportunities available for the class options, but the ALS class is really the core class. It's really important for the B2M, the Black male movement. Next slide, please. So here's just images and list of the classes that we have with the instructors. So the ALS, which is like the study skills, life skills course, that is taught by Angie Freeman. And then we have English 101, which is taught by Todd Whitaker. And then COM 101 will be added in the spring, which will be taught by me. So I teach COM 101. So the three of us kind of work together to make sure that our assignments kind of are linked together. We also have a dedicated tutor for the class, right, to help you be successful within the class. We're also looking to add an Education 280 course, which is, and Nadia, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it's like the multicultural diversity section um, that will be an option to you. So just know that these aren't classes that you have to take, right? But we really would like our B2M students to at least enroll in the ALS 101 class to get the full picture and the full support that you need within the program to be successful here at CSN. Next slide. I'll turn it back over to Nadia.
Thanks, Natalie. So the other thing that we provide for you and being part of this program, again, whether you're a B2M or the additional B2M plus member, we want to make sure that we're providing you services that are free that really help you personally, professionally, and academically. And so we have really good contacts with our CSN pantry. So you'll have access to the pantry. You already have that as a CSN student, but we have our inside connections just in case. We also have a laptop loan program. When you are a B2M member, and if you can't get a laptop, there is an ability to request one, and we can loan those out to you on a semesterly basis. And so just know that we offer that as well. Laptops are limited, but if you need it, we'll find it for you. Emergency funds. We also have inside connections with the CSN Emergency Fund Committee. We will help you in writing those applications so you can receive funding if necessary. We also have the ability to, and will provide you all with financial workshops from local experts. So we actually work with a local organization called Operation Hope to give you some insight on how to budget, how to manage your budget, and how to take care of your finances for now and the future. I believe our financial expert came into the ALS class a few weeks ago, and I heard that it went really, really well. And so we'll do more of those in and outside of the classroom. We also make sure that you have an assigned academic counselor. So you'll hear a lot from our good friend Amy Palmer or Valerie Connor. And so but one of them will be in contact with you just in case if your grades are slipping or if you just need more assistance in trying to figure out, hey, registration's happening, which by the way, y'all, registration for classes for spring should be open if it's not open already. So please check your emails and make sure that you're registering for spring classes. If you need help with that, definitely reach out to Natalie or myself, and we'll get you connected with either an academic counselor or an academic advisor who will help you plan out your spring to register. And then we'll try to also get you registered with the classes that Natalie mentioned earlier if you haven't taken them already. And then the other thing as well, we want to make sure that you're doing well in your class. So we are in the process right now of reaching out to all of your, if you're already in the program this fall, we're reaching out to your faculty right now. If you're joining us for the spring around the mid-semester time, we'll reach out to your faculty and just say, hey, how are they doing? And then if they let us know, you know what, the student really is kind of struggling in this area or that area, we'll take that and we'll work with you and say, hey, here's what we need to come up with a game plan. Let's figure some things out. Let's get you to tutoring. Let's get you more resources or what is going on, right? Maybe it's not about that. Maybe something personal is happening and we just want to know and be able to help resolve some of those issues for you and with you. So all of that is great. And then so are, those connection pieces and getting to know one another. And we realize that we're not in person. This virtual environment really is not fun for any of us. And, we're just out here surviving, but we try our best in person to do a lot of activities together. Our basketball series was always really popular. We want to continue those once it's safe to do so. We had planned an open mic night, music and movie Monday events, informative talks, things like that. We want to continue some of those, and we have some of those activities planned virtually. We actually have a talent show, the Coyote Got Talent. I don't know if you all have seen that flyer that we are putting on in collaboration with some of our partners. And if you have a talent, let us know about it. I believe that event is in November sometime. So we're still trying to do some events for you all, and we'll continue doing those things in the spring. We're trying to get. I'm not going to say the name because if I can't get him, then that won't be great, and I don't want anyone to hold me to it. But we're trying to also engage you all, and we'll continue to engage you all of who do you want to hear from, who do you want, what type of events do you want, and we'll continue asking those questions. That way, what you want is what we provide. The other layer to this too is that we have mentoring circle events. We're trying them out once, and we're offering them at least once a month. And this is time where it's for you and CSN faculty and staff who identify similarly as you to connect with you on a different level than maybe I can or Natalie can. And so this is a circle where you can come together, empower one another, develop your leadership skills, and connect and have real conversation. And so we have these are only 4 of the many coaches that we have supporting you. And for those of you who attended the Resiliency Mentoring Circle a few weeks ago, Sean Torrey put that on. And we have a couple more coming up that we'll make sure to get you the flyer so that you all can make sure you attend. But the coaches are there not only for the mentoring circles, but also to provide academic advising and support in that way, one-on-one support. So maybe there's some things that you don't want to share with myself or with Natalie or someone else, but you just want a confidant. They're there for you to be able to do that. And so we're really appreciative of our faculty and staff who are really dedicated here to assist you on your journey. Finally, with our program, we really want to make sure, right, like when we talked earlier about we want to get off the island, right? Like we hope you enjoy your time at CSN and that you get what you need, but we also need to prepare you for the next phase. And so for us, we are going to continue to coach you and provide assistance for you in order to graduate, transfer, and move on. And so some of that is making sure that you have access to the job fairs that we're offering, attending some of those network events, whether they're virtual or hopefully again in person in the future. And then any trips. So we'll actually, rent buses and get on a bus and go visit a local company, just to kind of network with them and see what kind of job opportunities they have. And then we have a program where, let's say you want to transfer to UNLV or UCLA, you just let us know and we will connect you with a faculty or staff member at that institution before you transfer. And so that way you have someone when you do transfer to help and support you and guide you when you're at that institution. So we don't just drop you by CSN. No, we're going to hand you off to someone who's going to be just as dedicated to you as we are. And similarly, not just by education institution, we're also going to do that career-wise. So if you're really interested in the tech field, if you're interested in entrepreneurship, we have contacts here in Vegas that we can connect you with to help guide you on your path towards success in life. So that is our program. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stop recording. So then that way we have some free time to be able to ask those questions. And just thank you so much for being here. So let me stop the recording.